Part 3 of this unit is going to have a look at composition of financial system. The financial system is composed of financial markets, which includes money market and capital market, financial institutions, which includes public and private sector banks, non-banking financial institutions, insurance companies, pension funds, commodity traders, etc. Financial instruments, which includes equity shares, bonds, debentures, commercial papers, certificate of deposits, and so on, and financial services, which comprises of merchant banking, underwriting, leasing, financial counseling, etc. All these closely connected components of financial system ensure the smooth functioning of the financial system in the country. Let us try to understand the first component of financial system, that is financial market. Now, financial market refer to an arrangement in which financial assets are created and or transferred. Financial market involves financial transactions of buying and selling, creating and transferring financial assets. Financial market assist in creation and allocation of credit and liquidity. It serves as an intermediary for mobilizing savings and allotting it to various productive uses. Financial market is broadly classified into money market, capital market, foreign exchange market, and credit market. Money market deals with short-term financial assets with a maturity of less than a year. Financial instruments traded in money market are usually low risk and highly liquid. Capital market manages financial assets that have a maturity period of more than a year, whereas foreign exchange market helps in meeting the requirement of different currencies required for trading in the world market. Different currencies are required for international payments and investment in world trade. Credit market is an arrangement through which banks, financial institutions, and non-banking financial institutions provide short, medium, and long-term loans to corporate individuals. The second component of financial system, as we have seen, is financial institutions. Now, an existence of well-regulated and coordinated financial institution is a must for smooth functioning of a financial system. Financial institutions help to meet the needs of investors and borrowers by helping the investors save their excess funds through financial markets into different financial instruments while making use of different financial services. Financial institutions can be categorized as regulatory, intermediaries, non-intermediaries, and others. The regulatory financial institutions in India are the Reserve Bank of India, Security Exchange Board of India, Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, Forward Market Commission, and others. Their role is basically to regulate the financial institutions which will be working under their control. Financial intermediaries include commercial banks, regional rural banks, cooperative banks, development banks, which may be NABARD and SIDBI, pension funds, mutual funds, which could be UTI and private sector mutual funds, and the financial non-intermediaries would comprise of Power Finance Corporation Limited, Bajaj Finance Limited, Muthoot Finance Limited, and so on. Financial institution will also include factoring firms, venture capitalists, lease finance firms, etc. The two types of financial intermediaries are depository institutions and non-depository institutions. The depository institutions are the financial intermediaries, which includes bank and credit unions that collect money from the public and use that money to advance loans to borrowers in need of it. While non-depository financial intermediaries are institutions that cannot collect deposit from public but can sell financial products to investors like life insurance companies. Let us try to briefly understand the different functions which are performed by financial intermediaries. First one, maturity transformation. Financial intermediaries deal with the conversion of short-term liabilities to long-term assets. It refers to converting deposits into loans. So banks usually take deposits from public, which becomes their liabilities, and they give loans to the other consumers, which becomes basically their asset. So liabilities are converted into assets. Risk transformation is the second function. Financial intermediaries has to transform risky investment into relatively risk-free ones. Granting of loan is risky due to problem of potential non-recovery of loans. Hence, these financial intermediaries try to allocate and sanction the loans for different sectors and different purposes. Screening and monitoring borrowers is done, and holding capital and reserves to be in a position to make up for any unexpected losses without adversely affecting the interest of depositors. So what banks do is, knowing that the loan is a riskier thing to handle because some of the people who take loan may not repay the loan, they try to allocate the loan for different sectors, that is agriculture, industries, into that MSME, small, large scale industries, service sector, private entrepreneurs, educational loan, different kinds of loans are also given, so that the loans are given across sectors and for different purposes. Before granting the loan, proper screening, monitoring is done. Most of the time, collateral is asked, margin requirements are asked, and also, as one of the backup plan, the banks do keep the reserves in order to make up for any unexpected losses which might occur due to a huge non-repayment which might take place. The third function is convenience denomination. It means financial intermediaries helps the investors and borrowers by way of matching small deposits with large loans and large deposits with small loans. Depositors and borrowers need not seek each other when financial intermediary is involved. What it means by that is, if suppose 10 people want to save 1 crore each, so that would amount to 10 crores into financial system, and there is one person who wants to take a loan of 10 crores. So in this particular situation, all the depositors need not go out and look for an individual who wants to take a loan of 10 crore, but that matching of the people who wants to deposit the money and the people who wants to borrow the money is done by the financial intermediaries. So we as a public or we as a depositor can deposit our small amounts, which whatever we have as a surplus, into the banks or other financial intermediaries, and the people who want to take a loan need not go out searching for the people who have surplus money, but they can directly approach the financial intermediaries and take or obtain loan for whatever purposes they would like to have it for, provided they qualify for that particular loan. Next component is financial instruments. Now, what are financial instruments? These are different options which are available for us to invest our surplus money. Us here would mean basically the household sector. The investment and trade in financial market is actually facilitated by existence of financial instruments. Now, financial instruments are monetary contracts between the parties which can be created, traded, modified, and settled. They are asset in terms of cash, evidence of an ownership in an entity, which could be shares, or contractual right which is able to provide cash or any kind of assets, which could be bonds. Financial instruments can also be defined as investment option available for investors which in a way act as a substitute for cash. So financial instruments are basically the ways and means in which I can invest my surplus money rather than keeping it in form of cash. These financial instruments which exist into financial markets can be classified into equity based or a debt based instruments. Equity based instruments reflect ownership of the issuing authority, which is stocks, whereas debt based assets reveal the loan the investor has made into issuing authority. Debt based instruments could be short term or long term in nature. The different type of financial instruments which are traded in money market involves call money, term money, treasury bills, certificate of deposits, commercial paper, which are basically short-term debt instruments. Whereas long-term corporate and government securities along with long-term loans granted by banks and non-banking financial institutions are debt-based instruments which are traded in capital market of the country. Now, the last component of financial system is financial services. They refer to economic services aimed at designing and provision of financial instruments, advisory services to individual and businesses within the area of banking and related institutions, such as merchant banking, credit rating, venture capital financing, personal financial planning, leasing, investment, foreign exchange services, which includes currency exchange, foreign exchange banking, wire transfers, and financial services will also include insurance services and many more. They include credit unions, banks, insurance companies, stockbrokers, financial planners, accounting companies, consumer finance companies, mutual fund houses, investment funds, etc. Institution offering financial services help to get the required fund and also ensure that they are efficiently invested in the economy. They assist to determine an appropriate financing combination and extend their professional services up to the stage of servicing of lenders.